Alrighty then. Time value of money. Ready? Okay. First thing we have to know about time value of money is the top row on the calculator. There's 5 different keys, and they're the same whether you're on a 10B2, a 12C, a spreadsheet, a piece of software, it doesn't matter. It's always these 5. All right? So you have N, you have IYR, you have PV, you have PMT, and you have FV. Those are your 5 time value of money keys. Quick explanation of each one. N stands for time. For us, it's going to be either months or years. Now, I want you to make a couple of notes. Months is known as 12 payments per year. Years are known as 1 payment per year. That's the thing in time value of money you have to remember about time. You're either in 1 payment per year or 12 payments per year. 12 is monthly, 1 is annual, okay? So Dan, let me ask you a question. Let's say that you are looking at a piece of property in your marketplace and you say, this property has been appreciating at 10% per year, okay? Here's the question. How many times per year does that appreciation occur? That 10%. What do you think? How many times per year? Okay, what do you think? Yeah, correct, once. So make this note in your book. Appreciation is 1 payment per year. And we're moving towards something here. I'm not just giving you whimsical, trivial pursuit information. There's a reason for this. We're getting there, okay? IYR stands for yield, rate, or interest. This is a percent value. You enter it into your calculator as a whole number. Calculator automatically moves the decimal 2 places to the left. Example, I want 5.25% interest. My key press is 5.25 IYR. It's not 0.0525. Calculator does the 0.0 part for you automatically. Enter your interest as a whole number. PV stands for present value. Present value in investing is a lump sum that occurs once at the beginning. If you are looking at borrowing a certain amount of money and your goal is to ultimately solve for your monthly payment, you would enter the loan amount as the PV. If you are looking at a piece of property and wondering what will it be worth in the future if certain things happen, you would enter the price as the PV. So the context depends on the question, but the thesis is always the same. This is a lump sum that occurs once at the beginning. And if you are reverse solving for present value, you're doing a financial process called discounting. So if you're solving for PV, you're discounting. PMT stands for payment. And in financial terms, the thing that's unique about payment is it's the same amount each and every time period, provided the other variables don't change. So why do people borrow money on 30-year fixed debt? So they know what their payment will be every month. Won't change. So the other things don't change, it won't change. So payment is a set of periodic payments either made or received by the borrower or the lender. And finally we have FV. It's the opposite or the antonym of PV. FV is future value, a lump sum that occurs once at the end. So if you're looking at a property today, you know how long you're going to own it, and you can assume a rate of appreciation, you can figure out exactly what that property will be worth at the end. You're solving for future value, and you're doing a process called compounding. So future value is compounding, present value is discounting. So those are the simple definitions of the 5 keys across the top. Here's the next thing that you need to know. And time value of money always works this way. Find 3, solve for the 4th. That's the key to time value of money.
Say it again.
Find 3, solve for the 4th.
Okay.
So what most people have been accustomed to so far is having a present value, a term, and a rate, and solving for a payment. Most people that come here have done something like that. But if you have a present value, a rate, and a term, you can solve for future value. If you have a payment, a term, and a rate, you can solve for present value. They interchange. So what you have to think about, remember, is this. Find 3, solve for the 4th. It always works the same way. You can also do find 4 and solve for the 5th. We don't do those in here. We do find 3 and solve for the 4th. Okay? Third thing you have to remember about time value of money is the balancing. And the balancing is between these two variables, term and rate. And term and rate are balanced by something known as, I mentioned earlier, the number of payments per year. Now, the bad news is I need to explain this to you, and it's going to seem weird. The good news is I'm going to show you the sequence on the calculator, and if you just do the sequence the same way every time, you'll always get the right answer. You'll be good. But these are both balanced by the number of payments per year. So here's my infamous simple example to illustrate the point. Let's say that you're a borrower. And let's say that you are borrowing $100,000. You are the borrower. You're going to receive in that money as one lump sum. Positive, you're receiving it in. The lender says, I will offer you these terms of repayment, just to keep it simple. 30 years with monthly payments, that's your N, and, again to keep it simple, 12% per annum interest, that's your IYR. If you borrow this money and make each and every one of the payments over the entire 30-year loan term, how many total payments will you have made? 360, exactly. And the way that we would express that in financial analysis and time value of money is 30 times 12 payments per year. Then the follow-up question is, what would be your interest rate per payment? You have a 50% chance of getting it right. What's your, if your interest rate is 12% per year, what's your interest rate per payment?
12%.
1. Or 12 divided by 12 payments per year. So this is how the balancing works. All right? Term is always times number of payments per year. And rate is always divided by number of payments per year. That's how the balancing is done in time value of money. And like I said, the bad news is I had to explain all this to you. The good news is if you just do this the right way in your calculator every time, you get the right answer.